Hello guys, my name is Rob Johnston and welcome to another week of photo news. My first story for you today is about LA County and it's paying $50,000 to 3 photographers. Their names are Shawn Nee, Greggory Moore, and Quentin. The reason why is because it's part of a settlement that they have with the LA County sheriffs. What happened is they took photos of a metro transit thing, you know, that thing that you go through when you go through the metros around, you know, in LA, a oil refinery, and then also they took a photo of the county courthouse with cars going by it. I've taken photos of the county courthouse at night around here, actually the old courthouse I've taken a photo of, and, you know, I've never gotten in any trouble for it. My thing with this is that these guys are getting these $50,000 from the LA County. And also the sheriff department has to teach the officers there that photography is not a crime. Granted, yes, I know photography is not a crime. I'm sure they know it's not a crime. But because of these guys doing what they did, they're having the police get retaught that photography is not a crime. I would have liked to have been there when this stuff happened, because I'm almost willing to bet you, because I've seen this so many times, a policeman comes up, the photographer is belligerent to them, and so therefore they get detained. Okay, and every time that I've went with cops, you know, or, you know, had any encounter or run-ins with the police or anything, I give them the same respect that I get back. You know, if they're belligerent to me, well then I'm going to be belligerent back. But that's never happened. They ask me a few questions on why I'm there doing what I'm doing. I give them honest answers, and, you know, therefore they leave me alone and let me go on my way. There has never been one time where a cop has said, you know, I don't like what you're doing, go ahead, stop photographing, I'm going to put you in the back of a car. There's never been any time like that. I've never been handcuffed for photographing anything. So I just, you know, I respect the police as much as they respect me. So therefore, you know, I put the story in here because it is a photo-related story, and it goes along with the rest of my stories too. And speaking of that, let's go on to my next story. Jake Neese is a wildland firefighter in Colorado, and in the wintertime, he works on snowmaking crews, and he is also a photographer. Jake was an engineer before he decided to do all of this, and Jake is also based in Telluride in southwest Colorado. He is a firefighter of woodland fires, so pretty much he sees all this destruction happen around him all the time. And, you know, it's sad, but it's a beautiful picture. I mean, these photos that he has, that he takes and everything are gorgeous, and he does it with a small Sony camera. So this is a prime example of being in the right place at the right time, of getting these photos done, and also a perfect example of you don't need the biggest equipment out there, you don't need the best equipment out there, you work with what you got. And also, it's another prime example that you don't have to be in a big city to get this. I mean, Telluride's a town of maybe 2,500 people, and so, I mean, that's not a big city at all. The city I live in is 42,000 people. So, you know, this guy's doing this stuff with a small Sony camera, like I said, and he's taking these gorgeous pictures. Probably one of the reasons why he's taking such great pictures also is he can get places that news crews can't. He is a firefighter and goes on these, you know, firefighting assignments to take care of these wildland firefighters. So he gets right in there, right in the action, and gets these great shots as a result. Kudos to you, man. I love your work, and keep up the good work on it. So, alright, my last story is about Camille Seaman. She spent a decade photographing icebergs and wildlife in some of the harshest environments on Earth until she decided to stop her polar trips in 2011, and she claims that there was almost no more ice left to photograph. She's a San Francisco-based photographer, and she also adds that they would have continued all the way to the North Pole if they would have had enough fuel to get all the way there. So, I can't say making a photo is very important. In fact, I feel sad it's all I can do, but that's what I can do, so that's what I'm going to do. Is a quote that she had. While the evidence that humans are responsible for global climate change is overwhelming, even non-believers will enjoy Miss Seaman's photos, and they are gorgeous. I mean, look at these photos. They're fantastic. And a little bit of background on Miss Seaman. She is part Native American, and she believes her environmental awareness stems from her childhood spent near the Shinnecock Reservation, almost as far as it gets from icebergs, living in New York State. Her grandfather instilled in her an appreciation for nature. And here's another quote she said. He really required you to stop at each tree and acknowledge it physically, place your hands on it and feel its life force. Its physical structure and understanding it's a relative to you. Miss Seaman captured her photos while working as an expedition photographer on science vessels and commercial ships. And although she stopped traveling to the polar region, she continues to document the impact of global warming. Seaman has been documented what CBC calls America's Ground Zero for climate change, which is Alaska's Denali National Park. And I have another quote from her. She says, "No one can deny what Alaskans are experiencing and witnessing firsthand." The photographer, Miss Seaman, states that she's part of the problem regarding her decision to stop her polar journeys. When she asked for her opinion regarding other photographers traveling to such areas in hopes to draw attention with their photos, Seaman told DIYP the following: "My opinion is that I have no right to tell anyone whether they should or should not go to someplace. What I do say is that I hope that anyone that does go to any place like this, fragile and remote places, walk with utmost care and respect. So often I see visitors to such places with an arrogance or disrespect." Alright, this is Rough Done saying peace out and have a good day.